Hello everyone and welcome back to Lounge Adventures episode 3. Today I got an FFA for you guys, and somehow, someway, I managed to get my MMR above the room average, which I don't know how this happened. It's these past couple of weeks in Lounge have just been, I don't know if I've been getting better or I'm getting lucky or what, but it's working out. Somehow I'm at 11,200. So we take those, I guess. But yeah, so this is an FFA. Don't have to worry about any teammates, which is why I didn't like display my teammate on screen, obviously. And I didn't, that I just get to play for myself. And that's why, or partially why, FFA is the best mode in Lounge. I don't know why people hate FFA so much. It's so fun. You get to play for yourself, by yourself. You don't have to worry about anyone else. You don't have to, blame your teammates for bumping you onto yellow path because, that C33 guy obviously bumped me onto yellow path. I would never, ever drive there, accidentally. It's just not a thing that I do, There's the blue, and I just threw this red because I wanted to chain. And I think it ended up hitting his trail, but yeah. Now I'm in first, which is pretty nice after the blue show. And I did the Nisk with the blooper, the double trick and everything. And I see people literally target people for picking FFA in Lounge, which is insane to me. You get to play for yourself, by yourself, and you're getting mad at people for that. Why? Why? And the only real reasons that I see people give is that it's way more spammier in FFA lobbies, which it shouldn't be, because in theory, with the less teammates you have, the more conservative you should play, because there's more people against you, and you gain less by hitting people. So for example, if it's a 6v6 and you hit 2 people, but you get hit out, you're taking out 2 of the enemy team for 1 of you. It's like a 5v4 situation now. But when you're in an FFA, if you take 3 people out, but you die, it's not even worth it, because you're taking out yourself, which is your entire team, for 3 people, which is not even, it's barely a third of the lobby, or not even a third of the lobby. So it shouldn't be more spammy, and I don't see people spam that much in FFAs, so I don't get what the real issue is. So I don't know. People play FFA tournaments all the time, and they also, what the fuck? Why did this happen? Who did I get hit by off the track? It doesn't make any sense. Now my race is over. I was 7 something coins, and then I get hit off the glider. I'm dead last, and I have no coins. So I have to really hope for some good luck to get back in this. I pull Star Bill, which is nice, but I have to basically hope there's a shock in order to even get a top 6 spot. But yeah, I don't know. I find it very interesting that people who play an individual based game, which has an individual based competitive lounge lobbies things going on, people choose to pick having teams over playing by yourself. I don't get it. I really don't. But those people exist, I guess. They'd rather play with a teammate, so I don't know. They can, I think I know what it is. I think it's people. People are when they get carried, they're like, oh yeah, I didn't even have to do anything there. I could just let my teammate do his thing, and I didn't even have to play well to win. That's partially it. But also, if you get anchored, which is the term people use when their teammate scores low and they score high, they can use that as an excuse to oh yeah, I'm so much better than everyone else, and I get to, why am I not higher rank? It's okay, well, pick FFA then. If you think your teammates are bad, just prove it yourself. Usually these people that I'm talking about don't actually score well on average. They usually are scored mid to high points, and then they score super low, and mainly because they don't really have a good mental. Let's just say that. Because, you know, if you're blaming your teammates all the time, you probably don't have a good mental. Either way, just pick FFA. That's what'll solve your problems, right? If you're so much better. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get why people don't like FFA. And that's my FFA rant over. It took me like 3 or 4 races, but I got there eventually. Now I'm gonna start talking about the races. I just wanted to call some people out. You know who you are. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike people who like 2v2s or 3v3s. I personally don't mind them. 4v4 is awful though. I hate that mode so much. But 2v2s and 3v3s they're fun, but just like, why do you hate FFA? I don't understand. FFA is so much better in like every way. And people pick 2v2s all the time. But yeah. I just find it funny that, you know, people, you get the whole rant, okay? You get it. But yeah, let's talk about the race. So I'm sitting pretty. I decided to back my red there, by the way, because there was a blue pretty early on, and I had a big enough break from third that it was just like, I could eventually pull double reds and try and red them out if there's no blue. And then there's 2 shocks in RWS. Wario Stadium, 2 shocks, the biggest running track in the game. Sure. It wasn't even that bad for me, to be honest. Which is why this track is pretty good for running. It's like, 2 shocks happen, and I'm still second somehow. It doesn't make any sense. And then I get hit by this bill, which I probably should have avoided. I just didn't think the bill would last till second, but yeah, then I get trailed. And suddenly I'm in a basically bottom spot. So I gotta hope that I don't get hit here. Somehow I get 5th, which is interesting. I don't know if I deserved that, but you know, we take those. Mushroom Gorge now. Oh yeah. I don't know if I know casual players love this track, and I personally love this track too, but competitive players are starting to all hate it because of the broken set. And the broken set is the one that I just passed. And basically what's funny is that you can pull shrooms in first, lap 1, because the position counter is messed up for that, which that's not the bad part of the set. The bad part is that basically they messed up the distances and like the item distribution for that set. So it's mainly because I think the super bounce makes people go like really like so much further than Nintendo thought people could go. So they were thinking like, oh yeah, people will just like trick off twice or whatever, and then they'll be at a relatively, you know, close distance. So they made the distances like way closer than they needed to, which means you can pull like dodges in mid spots all the time on this track. Like if I go through the set at this distance, I will probably pull triple shrooms. And I thought about it, but I'm like, yeah, it's probably not worth. I have protection triple greens, or not protection, shroom triple greens. So I should be able to get a good spot here if I don't like get backed or bumped off the track. Like what the fuck was that? And I'm like, okay, maybe I can. Oh nope, not anymore. Now I get last. GG. I should have drifted to the left there, so I would go right, like super bounce to the right. Or you go the opposite way is what I mean, so I don't get bumped off. But I didn't think I'd get bumped off that hard, or bumped at all, to be honest. But yeah, lesson learned, I guess. But yeah, now we got 2 lasts, a 1st and a 5th, which that's an interesting, you know, selection of spots, but it happens, I guess. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay? Why'd you throw your green when there was a red behind you? And I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind bagging this track, so I was just like, fuck it. Why not try and take some people out while I go down. And yeah, this track is, I don't know why I decided to run it, so I'm just like, whatever. I'll either take out this person and pull shrooms, or I won't and get hit out for it, and I don't mind either way. But yeah, look, now I have Bill Star in 9th, which is pretty cracked. I'm gonna Bill in this cut, and suddenly I'm gonna have a star in like 5th or something. Or 4th, if my Bill... No, my Bill takes me to 5th, okay. But yeah, look at this. Star in 5th. If there's a shock here, I just win, right? So... Or if I pull shrooms from this set. Nope, no shrooms. Not this time. I think if I pulled, like, green triple shrooms, I probably get first. But didn't happen this time. This guy's a red in front of me, so I was just like, okay, I need to stay out of his way. And I almost didn't stay out of his way. Again, I need to pull shrooms. No shrooms this time. I was pretty lucky to get shrooms the first time, or a single shroom from that single, but... yeah, I really needed shrooms there. And, yeah, now I just need to hope that people, you know, don't pull fire in front of me or behind me. And they did, and then I get triple greened, and I get last. Look at me go! This track is so great. I don't know why people pick this in lounge, by the way. This track sucks. Like, if I dodge, I win the race. If I pull shrooms from the double, I win the race. If like, you know, if I pull shrooms from the double last or second to last set, I win the race. And if I pull a shroom from me chaining that red, I get like 4th or something. But it all just comes down to whether or not you pull shrooms, which is a very competitive and awesome way to play Mario Kart, in my opinion, if you want to play competitively. Speaking of competitive Mario Kart, I just pulled shroom and, well, shroomed into first. So, I guess that's super competitive. So, I'm gonna eat my own words here, because I totally deserve that shroom. I think I was in, like, a bottom 4 spot, though, so I might have been guaranteed to get it anyways, but... It's still funny that you can just pull a shroom on this track and be first. And yeah, I bombed the guy in 2nd, so now I have a big break, but there's a blue, so... Maybe I keep my first? Oh yes, I get to keep my first. Now I get to take 2 blues this race and blame everyone in the chat for being bad at the game because they pulled 2 blues. It's totally something I would do, by the way. But it doesn't even matter if there's a 2nd blue, because I have protection and a horn. So, even if my banana gets ghosted or I get redded, I could still, well, not both, but if either happen and the blue comes, I'm still chilling. And it looks like the guy in 2nd's getting redded, so I don't even have to worry about reds going for me just yet. And it looks like there's no 2nd blue happening yet, right? There's no shock either. I don't know what the guy's doing in last. I just noticed that, but he just like went backwards to... I don't know. It looks like he pulled Bill anyway, so maybe it was worth. Who knows? Oh yeah, there's the shock. Too bad it was too late for me. But yeah, I've gotten like what 3 firsts, and then 3 lasts, or no, 2 firsts, 2 lasts, or no, 2 firsts, 3 lasts, and a 5th, I think. Which is kind of funny how polarized that is, but... Oh yeah, this track is... I also don't know why people hate this track. Well, no, I do. I do know why. It's because people hate getting target shocked at the end of the glider and respawning before the glider. It used to be where it would respawn you after, but Nintendo decided to fuck up the respawns because they wanted to quote-unquote fix Ninja respawn, where it would like take you from... Oh, what the fuck was that bomb? Also, why are you stopping to let me in first? But yeah. The main thing is, if you get target shocked off that glider, you lose the race, no matter what lap it happens on. Because it takes you before the glider, and you just lose so much time. It's one of the worst target shock spots in the game. But the thing is that glider, even though it looks pretty big on the minimap, it's not actually that big. Like, if you get a UMT off the glider, you're over the out of bounds portion for like not even a second. It's super quick. And if you're not getting a UMT like here, it's like a second and a half. It's not even that bad. So they have to be pretty precise to actually get you. So even though I got blued here, I'm still in a fine spot. Like, look, I bumped the guy into the banana somehow, and now I'm just clear second. And if I pull like triple shrooms or any shroom in the last portion of this track, I will literally just get second. So I want to play safe though too, because I don't want to chain both those protection for a chance at a shroom, and I got it anyway, so that was pretty nice. If I don't pull shroom, I don't know what spot I get, to be honest, but I think if I do the Nisk perfectly, I might get like 3rd or 4th, because I might avoid the stars and stuff. But yeah, it's like a 50-50 whether or not the blue comes there. Now, Tokyo Blur, I don't know, this track just puts me to sleep every goddamn time. I don't know if you guys are gonna hate me for my track taste, but like, this is just literally road with normal turns. I love that those two reds just cracked on each other. I wasn't even phased. I was just like, oh yeah, that's just gonna happen, right? There's just no way I get red here. But yeah, like, it's just a super long straight. This guy like somehow trails me and goes super fast. I don't know if it was lag or like he was on 50 coins, but that sure was interesting. I pull Star Bill here, which is pretty good until I get hit by this green. So now I'm on 0 coins in last, which is, you know, that's always a good sign, right? But I do get these 2 coins and then a coin randomly. I don't know where that came from. And then a coin randomly there. So now I'm on 6. And I almost get dropped off in front of the red, but I held like super wide to avoid him. And then he just comes for me anyways. And he trails the other guy, luckily. But that probably could have been me. And I don't know why Maxime didn't back his crazy 8. My guess is that since he wasn't in 9, he didn't want to risk not pulling a star. Which makes sense. You know, you want to save this. You want to save your dodges for the end of this race, because look at that. He would have been definitely trailed by those triples. And I would have been too had I not pulled star. So 7th is actually like almost worst case scenario if you do pull a dodge from that second to last set. Because I feel like more people should have died there, but they didn't, so that's pretty nice. Now I get New York. I'm just like barfing out my track taste this entire episode, but this track is awesome. First of all, it's based in the US, so like you have to love it if you're from the US, obviously. But the main thing is this track is just super fun to drive once you know how to learn. Well, once you learn how to drive it, it's just, I don't know. It might seem like a boring track, kind of like Tokyo Blur, but since there's sections and, well, not sections, because Tokyo Blur has that, but it's like, it's way different every lap is what I'm trying to say. It's not the same thing all 3 laps like Tokyo feels like. But yeah, the cuts, or like the shroomless cuts on this track, are pretty fun to get, and people still are relatively unfamiliar with how to drive this very well. So yeah, I decide, okay, I'm just gonna get ahead of this guy. He's gonna red me, but at least I have triple greens to protect myself, and suddenly I'm in second. Well, I was in second for about 2 seconds, and this guy has fire behind me, so I'm just like, okay, you can take care of other people for me. And he pulls a horde, and I thought he would just go for single there if he has a horn, because that's like really good protection, but I guess he wanted shrooms. I ended up not pulling any, so unfortunate for him, but it looks like he's getting 3rd anyways, unless I can pass him here on the line. No, not quite. But yeah, oh yeah, after these next couple, or after this race specifically, I'm just gonna pause the video, or not the video, but the standings for a little bit, so you guys can check them out, because I haven't really mentioned anything about the standings so far. So I'm up there, but it's pretty close. Calamari Desert next. I got like bumped out pretty early, and I thought about bagging, but then I'm like, you know what? No one runs this track, and this track is good to run in my opinion, so might as well. So now there's only 4 people running, basically. The rest are bagging. And when you have very little people running, it's just way easier to play in general. Also, this is a funny moment. That guy who got hit by my boomerang just like shrooms into the blue. that was. I don't know if he thought that the guy was that guy in first was not getting blued, and he thought it was the guy on the ground and not on the glider. But yeah, this guy pulls fire. So fortunately, not much I can do there, but I still have a shroom in 4. If I pull triple shrooms, which is very possible from this next set, because the guy in first is pretty far gone, then I could probably get first. But no, triple reds is pretty good too. But then they get ghosted, so not like it mattered. And now the chaos of Calamari all at the end happens. Not gonna lie, I should have died there 100% of the time, but you know, we take those. I also could have been trailed there, even though it was through my triple greens. But I get third because I just don't die at the end, because sure. But yeah, let me pause right here. So right now, 3 people on 78, 2 people on 76, top 6 separated by 3 points. All of top 6 could win this very easily. And now we get Snowland, which maybe my opinion about this track will change in the future, but right now this is one of my favorite baggers, because even though the cuts, or the single cut, is just this one right here coming up. If you go to the right of that snowman right there, you can cut off like all of that track basically, which saves like 5 seconds. But I just think this is so fun because there's just a bunch of sets everywhere. So if you're bagging, you get a bunch of items. And sure, if you don't dodge, you never win. But it's not like your race is over if you don't dodge. It's only really over after, if you get shocked after, what, last set, I guess? And it would have to be on lap 3, because even on lap 2, as long as you don't get like target shocked, you should be still fine. But yeah, now triple shroom star. The top 2 are in stars somehow. I pulled Bill Golden in 6 because they're just so far gone. No shock yet. I thought maybe someone would spam the shock if they got it from last set, so I used my Bill there. You also cover a lot of distance between last set and first set, so you're just being a lot safer that way. And then here I golden up, suddenly I'm in 3rd, and I think I get this double. Yeah, I get this double. Don't get triple shrooms, but single green shroom is pretty nice because I get protection from the ghost, and then I get to shroom up here at the end. But Maxime tries to ruin my day. That Nisk right there is not faster, by the way. It's not that much slower, but it's not faster. So I thought he would go wide and take the normal line, but... So, I'm in first, but top 5 or top 6 can still beat me. Top 7, actually, can still beat me. So, I just told myself, okay, I just need a good race here. I don't need to try and target people, unless there's way too many. So, now... Mario Circuit 3. This is also one of my favorite baggers. And one of my favorite tracks from Wave 2, even. Not as good as Snowland, in my opinion, but it's still fun and a classic. I decide I'm going to run up with a star here. The main reason why I like running... Well... I don't really like running stars on tracks like Snowland, for example. But on MC3, I like it because the track's short enough to where you know, if there's no blue, no shock, obviously I'm winning the race. But even if there is a blue, there's never really a second blue. And if there's a shock, there's usually, you have to dodge with shock in order for there to be two, basically. So if I chain my star here, I'm basically covering two shocks, or two shock spots, which is the chain into that first double, and then sometimes the chain into the second double, but mainly the chain into the second set and the spam after the second set is what I'm covering. But this shock is very rare, where the shock comes, it's like a spam after the last set, I guess. So like people use the shock and then start cutting up. But yeah, I'm still in first somehow, which it's going to be short-lived because this bill is coming up, but also people are taking cuts and they dodged and stuff. That guy ended up not having anything, so I was still chilling. But then there's this guy with a star. I think he had yeah, he has a boomerang here. I thought about hitting him out there, or trying to hit him out, but I was just like, I'll keep my protection in case there's a red. And oh my god, I don't know how I lived there. I probably should have gotten a bottom 4 spot there, but luckily I got third. And I thought I was getting soul first, but the guy in first was also in contention. So we ended up tying for first, which that still gets me a lot of MMR. And I'll show you on screen in about 5 seconds. I mean, this smoky was pretty tight. It was a lot wider, I guess, at the end. But yeah, I mean, I get 193 for this, which is also another reason why FFA is better, by the way, because it's just a wider distribution, and you know, only your score matters. So anyways, that is it for Lounge Adventures episode 3. Hopefully you enjoyed, and again, like the video if you want to see more of these. I'm probably going to do selected races next time, just to switch things up. But if you guys like the post commentary, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, because that'll let me know what you guys want to see. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.